I'm going to show you how I used EQ to take my beat from this to this. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, let's look at how to use EQ to carve out some disruptive or clashing frequencies in your melody tracks. EQ is a quick and effective way to make your beat sound way cleaner and more professional. But first things first, I just want to have a quick conversation about EQ and what it is. So EQ stands for equalization, which basically just means the process of balancing out the frequencies within a sound. On the right side, these are going to be the higher frequencies, all the way to the left being the lowest. So I have some bass notes hidden right there, and then I have my highs and my mids. And here I'm able to select these bands to adjust the leveling of these frequencies. So as we get into this video, I'm going to show you how to alter some of these frequencies so you can get them to sit cleaner in your mix and also just make your beat sound more professional. Before we jump into it, I just want to shout out these couple of people for commenting on a recent video. Thank you guys so much for always watching. I hope you learn at least one new thing in each video that you watch. Appreciate you. So the first track I want to work with here is my lead. So without anything applied to it, I'm going to turn it down a little bit, but this is how it sounds. On this leads track on the left side, I'm going to open up an EQ right here at the top. And this is the stock EQ within Logic Pro. What I'm going to do is take this filter and just drown out some of that high end so it becomes lower. So as this plays through, I'm just going to lower this and see how it sounds. It's really quick and easy for me to just change and design these sounds using the EQ. So for this one, when I play it back with some of my other melodies, such as my ARP, and if I turn the EQ off, way too loud. So right, if I apply this EQ, it automatically fits better. All right, so moving on, I want to show you with this ARP here that I was just playing alongside the lead. So what I did here with my ARP is start with something like this. Obviously, a lot of problems. What I've done here with this, instead of just letting it play out as an ARP, what I did was apply this EQ so that the frequencies in 1000 to 2000 range are the only ones that are being played. So when I apply this, it almost has like a telephone effect. Play that before and after. So what I did to make this, I'm just going to recall default, but I turned on a low pass filter here on the right, scooped that down to like 2000 here, and then did the same with a high pass filter over here on the left. So I just moved that up to like 1000, and then in order to increase how sharp this cuts off, I'm going to increase this decibels per octave to about here so that when I play it back, I'm going to take my flute here and turn off this EQ that I have on there now and just play it back so you hear how it sounds with the other melodies. If I opened up a fresh EQ here, I have some other plugins to just widen the sound and also just reverb. I'm going to throw on this EQ on this flute here. And when I play it back, I'm going to just look at the frequencies in the mid to high range and see which ones I can carve out. The best thing you can do is have both EQs pulled up at the same time if you're working with two melodies. So I can see with my lead up here where the frequencies will be, and down here with my flute, I'll see the same thing. So I can avoid clashing in certain ranges. And then because in my lead I've drowned out some of the highs, I'm going to bring some of that back using the EQ on my flute. I'm going to go through and see what sounds best. So just a little presence right there I think sounds good. And if I take off the EQ on the flute and just let it be, if I turn the EQ on and mix it with the lead, I can continue to work with this sound, but it sounds a lot more balanced already. And so those frequencies are not colliding, they're working together in different areas. By no means am I an expert on EQ. I just use it to find what sounds best and to avoid clashing between frequencies of my melodies or even my drums sometimes. So let's hear how this all sounds without any EQ applied to any of my melody tracks. So these are just the raw stems of my melody. And turn them back on. So at this point, it's just a matter of adding more effects that I like. So for instance, I added reverb to this. I added some more reverb on this lead here. But the first and most pivotal step is the EQ and just making sure things are balanced. So now I can start to go through and mix my melodies alongside my drums and everything else that's in my beat. Turn up those vocals a little bit. Here comes the flute. So then I have this second layer of vocals that come in. This is a little bit more distorted, and what I did was just carve out, again, that mid-range. But when they come in, it's a little bit louder, just for the impact and the drop. Again, so like at this bridge part here, you can hear the ARP. It sounds amazing, but if I turn off the EQ, the one thing is keeping it from sounding like this. You know? If I turn that on and it sounds way better, more clean, more professional. So like I said earlier, there's no right or wrong with EQ. Just use it to help identify frequencies that are clashing. I really recommend having 2 pulled up at a time when you're working on avoiding clashing between certain melodies or sounds. It sounds really unmixed and unprofessional. So when I apply that EQ, that one simple step, boom, again, it just does all the work. So there you go. EQ in your melodies is just a really easy way to avoid clashing and just make your beat sound more professional. Hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you can, please go below this video, hit that like button, subscribe. I always appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in today. Have a great day. Peace out.